Hey everyone, Yasin here, and in this video, I wanted to share a process with you for how to paint in 3D. So I know, like, if you're following my videos, probably, unless you're new, in which case, hello, welcome. Most of my videos are about 2D art. I think pretty much all of them are about 2D art, but I learned so much using this 3D thing that I feel like, and it helped my 2D art so much that I feel like, okay, I should make a video on this. Um, so yeah, I wasn't sure if people would actually care, if they'd be interested, because it uses Blender. So first of all, you need Blender, which is free though, and an add-on which is free, and a pen tablet. Like it can be a screen tablet or like a graphics tablet, whatever. But I think you could do it with a mouse technically, but it's going to be a lot worse. So, or at least I think it's going to be worse. So anyway, um, so yeah, that's what you need. And if you are like hesitant to do 3D or you don't like 3D, maybe you've tried 3D and you hate it, I totally get it. Because for me, um, I tried to learn 3D a bunch of times. Like I tried to learn Blender because uh, while making my manga, there's stuff where it would come to like environments, and then I was just thinking like, man, this would be much easier if I had a 3D mock-up of this environment, um, and also with vehicles and stuff. Because I'm making this Space Waitress K thing where it's like an invented world. So we have to design everything. Like we have to design the buildings, we have to design all the vehicles, and just a ton of stuff that it made more sense. Like, oh, if I have this vehicle, but I have it in 3D, I can like spin it around and see it from different angles. And I think in Clip Studio Paint, which is what we use for manga, if you like drop 3D things in it, it works or something. Anyway, so it was like, okay, this would be helpful. Um, but then I would try using Blender and I would watch tutorials and try to learn. And they would have this thing where I like follow a tutorial and then I would get to a point invariably, like with pretty much every tutorial, where I would like pause the video, do the thing, pause the video, do like resume the video, and then pause it, and then do what it says, but then something wouldn't work. Sometimes it was like, oh, press this key and it does this, and then I do it and it's like, nope, mine doesn't do that. And later I was to learn like, oh, it's probably because of version updates, because they change stuff doing like between versions. But anyway, it was like super frustrating, but it was very useful, right? Like the rewards were very good, so I was thinking like, all right, fine, I will I will try to learn this again. But then I would give up, and then I'd think, maybe there's other ways. And eventually I came on to this idea that what if I just learn like very rudimentary stuff to just like I could just get basic boxes to represent stuff, and then I would do like think, oh, basics, but then I kind of knew a bit more stuff, so I thought, well, maybe if I make it a bit more complicated, but then it's like, well, it's this complicated, if I take it a bit further that would be even better. So anyway, so yeah, so I really hated it, but I kept doing this on and off thing over years, and eventually I got enough experience to be somewhat competent. But and by somewhat competent, I mean terrible. Like it's still really bad. I probably am making tons of mistakes. Even in this video I'm recording, that you're watching, is like probably tons of mistakes, doing things wrong. But I don't know. I'm not very good with it. But then I saw this. I got like a YouTube recommended video or whatever in my feed. It was like a YouTube short, and it was by Speed Char, and it was a head. I don't know. Maybe it was a full body actually. I think it might have been a full character. It was either a full character or a head of a character. But anyway, so it was a video where this guy, Nikolai Naidanov, he sculpted a character fast, like in 3D, faster than I could have drawn it or painted it. Probably drawn it. I was like, what the hell? So then I watched more of his videos and I was like, okay, this is crazy. Like more of the shorts anyway. But it was enough that I was like curious. Okay, I kind of want to know how he's able to sculpt so fast, because it didn't seem normal compared to what my experience with Blender was. It was like, no, this was a lot more painful. Even when I watch other people's tutorials that could do cool stuff, like there's a ton of good Blender YouTube channels out there, but either it was like a method that I didn't really like or I couldn't really pull off. But with this one, it seemed very artistic. It felt a lot more like just how an artist would sculpt and not how like a, I don't know, non-artist would do stuff. So I found out like, oh, okay, he has a beginner's course on Udemy. So I think he has one on art. I think he has them on both Udemy and ArtStation. But anyway, I watched the Udemy one. Like I downloaded his beginner course, and it was very, very good. Like after, I don't know if it was the first or second chapter of the thing, like maybe 30 minutes in, I was already able, with the knowledge the method he taught, I was able to do like a decent head in just a few minutes. I don't think that would work if you have like no artistic ability, but if you have drawing ability already, it's pretty easy. So that was really cool. I was like, wait, okay, this is extremely fast, because you just use the pen, like the tablet pen, and I guess keyboard shortcuts, but you don't really use the mouse, so you just get to move around and like, I mean, you can see kind of the method, but so yeah, I started doing that, but I wasn't like fully committed to it because I still had work, like commissions and stuff to do, so I just do it now and again, where I do like some more sculpting, and I knew I'm gonna need to do a lot of sculpting to get decent, and especially to get at the speed that Nico was doing stuff is just, yeah, that's gonna take a while. But still, one of the things that I noticed pretty much right away, like after a few sculpts though, is my 2D stuff was getting way better, like way more structured. It was more formy. And I was doing some other stuff where I was like modeling characters. So the difference between like sculpting and modeling is, I guess if you think of it in traditional, sculpting is where you take away material. So if you have like this big block of clay and you cut stuff out, it's sculpting, and modeling is when you add material. But in 3D, it seems like sculpting is when it can be adding or subtracting material in this kind of like artistic way, and modeling refers more to like dealing with the 3D side of it, like planes and vertices and like edges and things like that. So the way I think of it kind of is like modeling is the mouse stuff where you don't need a pen, you're not like sculpting, and then the sculpting is like the more artsy stuff. But like both were really helping, because I was modeling characters in 3D, and because I wanted to understand the clothing, because I always struggled with this. Like I have a terrible sense of 3D. I don't know if you can relate to this feeling of like being able to draw certain angles and not other angles. Like I could do that, and I was okay with gesture, so I could get like a gesture that looks nice, but it doesn't mean I understand things. And so with clothing, And also I don't have a I can't make images in my head. I don't have a visualization ability. Like if you told me to close my eyes and imagine something, I can't. Like it's always black. It's just black. So because of that, I figure, okay, let me try to design outfits in 3D. But if I want to design the outfits, I kind of have to design the characters as well. So I ended up learning how to see the characters I was doing from way more angles than I was used to. And that's a really good thing about 3D. So like with 2D, you tend to draw certain angles and you get good at drawing certain angles. And there's this idea with 2D where I guess there's like these two roads, and one is sort of into, I don't know if you're familiar with Scott Robertson, but like an art center type education where you learn perspective really, really well. And so you kind of build characters or build whatever. It's not characters. You just build things using the perspective that you learn to do. And the other way is sort of, and I think this might be pretty much like most of how learning actually works in art, but you memorize pictures, like as if they're stills. It's almost like instead of like, if you want to make a movie, you're just memorizing each frame of that movie, and then you put them frame by frame, and then it looks like a movie. It looks like it's moving, but it's not. It's just like one frame after another of still images. And so I think I could only do the first one, where I kind of like learn certain, well, if I put this line here with this line, then and enough of these together, it looks like something. But in 3D, what happens is a similar thing, because it's still like a 2D image, right? Like you're looking at a screen, and it's not really 3D. It's still a flat surface, but it's portraying something that looks 3D. And so as I had to sculpt, I would like sculpt, or even modeling, it was both the same. I would like do what I knew to get that thing, and then I would turn the model, and then it would look like crap. And it was like, oh, well, this doesn't look right. And maybe I had more of an understanding on the front view and the side view and like a 3/4 view. So I could get it so those views looked good. And usually it kind of filled in the rest, but some parts didn't work right. And so I was having to adjust the in-betweens. And in doing that, and also like seeing it from above and below, in doing that, it really helped me learn. Like, oh, this is what a head actually looks like. Oh, this is what the anatomy actually is doing. So I just thought like, that is really, really useful. And I was struggling because, I don't know, I kind of fell off making YouTube videos, and I felt like I kind of had explained everything that I wanted to, and then everything else, it just felt like other people are better at explaining it, or they're just better artists. They know more, their work looks better, they've got way better presentation, they're way more suited to this YouTube thing. I'll just leave it to other people to do it. But then with this one, I kind of felt like, I think this is important enough that I really should share it. I'm not expecting everyone in my audience is going to be embracing it, or like, oh, this is good, or I should do this, or anything like that. Or maybe they know 3D already, and they're like, well, I already know how to do this. But I did think that if there was someone like me, or more than one person like me, who really was like struggling, because that's what it was for me. Like I've tried learning perspective for years. I think I started learning perspective when I was 15, and I'm 41 now, so it's been a while. And I get it. Like I can do the 2D perspective stuff mostly. but it's still not natural. But working in 3D, it did make it more natural. Like, it is much easier for me now to draw 3D stuff. But yeah, there's like two sides of it. There's a side of it where it's like, well, sure, 3D is helpful, but there's also the side of it like using 3D sucks. But that's why I like this method, because if you hate working in 3D, it's probably still okay. At least for me, it was quite fun to do. And that's because of just Nico's method. I don't know if other people are using the same method, but for me personally, I've only seen Nico talk about it or show it. So yeah, I really recommend his videos. There's just one thing that I think, one criticism, and it's not a fault with his thing. It's just that Blender had an update change. So at one point he's like talking about retopologizing with, I think he uses the shortcuts like Alt R and R, and I think now it's R and Control R or something. So if you get stuck at that point and you're like, it's not working, it's R and Control R. But anyway, so yeah, so I was doing that and getting better with this sculpting, but then I'm on Nico's Discord because I guess you get access when you join his, like, you pay for his courses or whatever, or maybe it's for free on YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, I was in his Discord and I saw Pavel Valseka posted this link to a video for an add-on in Blender that lets you paint like Photoshop. And I was like, okay. So I watched the video. It's by a person called Tawan Sunflower, or that's a channel name. I don't know if that's a person's name. Anyway, and he made this paint system add-on, and it was pretty straightforward. Like, it's a very good add-on, and so I started using that. And I did these tests first with it, just to try to see like what I can do. So these are like my first, second, I guess my first four attempts with the paint system thing, which is, it's very cool, but it's also kind of shitty to use in some ways, because I guess the criticisms are, it's very hard to get the right colors and values because they're really close, and for some reason it was messing with my head that you have to change the hue and the value separately. Like, I'm more used to I guess you could change the sliders, maybe that's a thing, but anyway, I'm more used to like the hue is on the outside ring, and then the saturation and the value are in like a middle section, whether it's like a square or a triangle. But with this is kind of like the hue is all together, and then the value is what you control. Like, the hue and saturation are together, and the value is separated. So like when I would want to go darker, I would often move the hue first, because I'm thinking like, okay, lower the value, but it's all inverted or whatever. So that was like one thing I really didn't like. But other than that, it's really, really good. And yeah, so this is the results of that. And Tawan Sunflower, he's really cool as a person. I really like him. Like, Nico's cool too. Very, very good people, because they both share so much for free. Like, Tawan Sunflower, he makes these add-ons that are just super useful, and you can download them for free. I support him on Patreon because I just want to, because I think he's very kind to do stuff like that. Like, it's just a very nice thing for someone to do. So anyway, so yeah, that's very good. So one of the really good things about painting in 3D as opposed to 2D like a lot transfers over, first of all. Like I was surprised by how much transfers. It was mostly like I was using all my 2D knowledge, but I could turn the form of the thing, and so I was learning more about form, and it's easier to have brushstrokes follow the form because you get to see the form, right? So like as you turn the head, it's more intuitive to know how to make a brushstroke, like what direction should I make my brushstroke to go either against the form or like across the form or along the form. Usually you want to do one of those two. You either want the brush strokes or your pencil strokes, whatever. You want them to either go like across, around the form. Like if you have a cylinder, you want it to go like, if you have a tall cylinder, you either want the strokes to go horizontally around that cylinder to describe that, or you want them to go up and down, like along the cylinder. So it really helps with that. And then that transfers to 2D again. So I don't plan on like abandoning 2D. I do most of my stuff in 2D, and I still honestly prefer working in 2D. So I'm just going to be, I'm always going to be doing 2D stuff, but it is very cool how 3D helps. So that's what this video is primarily for. It's kind of an endorsement of a 2D artist to use 3D to get better at 2D, as opposed to using 3D to make cool stuff in 3D, which you can, which is great. Like I like the stuff that I can make in this because it's cool, but, and I mean, there's so many things you can do. Like Blender's this weird thing where I didn't want to get into it so much. I just wanted to use it and then like use it for what I needed and then leave. But I just keep learning more and more of what you can do, and it's so much potential that it's like, man, this is too useful. And it keeps improving, and there's such a big community, and it's a good community. I actually really like the Blender community. In terms of the art community, I'm not sure how much I like it, or at least parts of it seem like they're getting really toxic and lame. So I don't know, but the Blender community still, from what I can see, it seems pretty healthy. Like it's not so drama based and I don't know, people shitting on each other and making up shit and whatever. So that's good. So yeah, like as you can see, this is the method. I don't know if you like it. If you have questions, write them in the comments, because I figure there's probably people might have questions about like, what are you doing? How do you do this? Or something like that. And if there's enough, I'll make a follow-up video. And if you haven't tried 3D, hopefully this inspires you. And you want to give it a shot. You want to try and see what you can do too. I hope it works for you. It really worked for me. So yeah, I'm like, I know people are different. Every artist is different. There's no feel like if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean anything. Like it doesn't mean, oh no, you're bad or something. Because for me, most of the other art stuff I had seen didn't work for me as much either. So I did feel bad about myself for a long, I mean, I always feel bad about myself, but I felt really shitty about times where a method was taught and it was like, oh, this will change everything, make art way easier for you, and then it wouldn't work for me. And I think like, oh, I suck. But the reality is everyone's different. This is really important. This is probably all I want to say with all my videos, like as a main point, is that there are different ways of learning. There are different approaches. There are people who are different at different things, and it's okay and it's good in a way. I mean, it sucks in a way. It sucks in many ways, but it's also nice that there's variety. But yeah, if it doesn't work for you, It's fine. Something will work. Just keep that in mind. You've got to keep trying. And sometimes it's just like you have to try again, and then maybe it works a few months from now, because you've like adjusted or something in your brain. So anyway, that's it. Yep. Sorry for not posting much. Don't know that I'll like post a lot. I don't know. YouTube is weird. I feel like everything has changed. The culture has changed. So I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But I don't want to like say, I'm gonna make videos from now on. So like, tune in or something, because I might not, and I don't want to say that I would and then not. So anyway, I hope this helps, and thanks for watching.